being petty or when they're full of shit. You have to just disengage yourself in that altogether. When you get into a conversation about some bullshit or an argument about some bullshit and it's just going on and on and on and you don't put a stop to it, she look at you as like, why is this nigga arguing with me? Women think like this. She's looking at you as like, why is this dude arguing with me about this petty bullshit? She'll keep on arguing until the cows come home. But deep down, she expects you to be like, shut the fuck up. Because that's what she really wants. She wants you to say, shut the fuck up, and bring closure to it. So fellas, don't do that. If a woman is trying to lure you into a petty argument or disagreement or whatever, don't even take the bait. Because it's not about closure. A lot of women just get into little petty arguments just to get feelings off of her chest. And if she wants to get feelings off her chest, tell her go call her mama or somebody. Go call her girlfriend. Don't bring that shit to you. You're watching the game. You got better things to do. It's good to communicate. Now, don't get me wrong. It's always good to communicate. But when it's petty over some nothing, some nonsense with no logic, with no rhyme or reason, stop that. Just say, hey, look, you're not really talking about nothing. Holler at me when you're talking about something. Because you ain't making no sense. I got shit to do. You feel me, fellas? And number 3, that brings us to number 3. This is an extension of number 2. Number 3, not checking women when they come at you sideways. You have to check women when they come at you sideways with some bullshit. You feel me? A lot of times women will step to you, and I talked about this before, putting women in check. A lot of times women will do things just to push you or push your buttons and test you. When women do that, you have to check them immediately. Now, I noticed that a lot of women, especially, this is almost a digression, but there are a lot of women who are non-dimes who are always trying to push people's buttons. You check them from the gate. I have a zero tolerance for that, me personally. If I'm dealing with a woman and she's real fine and she does stuff to kind of test me, I can kind of understand that. Not that I will engage in it, but I can understand that she's going to try to test me because she's used to guys kissing her ass because she's fine. So a lot of women who are fine, they're spoiled and they get away with a lot of shit. So they want to test guys to see how much they can get away with them so they can inflict boundaries on them. But now I see a lot of women who aren't even dimes talking real slick out their mouths, talking real greasy, and I'm like, hell no. If you're not a dime, you got to come with 120% cooperation. I have a zero tolerance level for any kind of bullshit from any kind of bullshit from a woman who's not a dime. And you got to let women know that you're not the one to be tested at all. You got to have that kind of vibe, and you have to establish that early on. I go out all the time and I see guys with these girls, and the girls are talking to them real crazy and fucked up, and the guys are just basically accepting it. Women will never respect you if you let that happen. So you have to check women. Women will purposely say some greasy, slick shit out of their mouths to you, and if you don't check them, they'll look at you as being weak.